Doing Time with Deputy Mike.
All right, welcome back to Doing Time with Deputy Mike. I'm your host, Mike. And today we're going to be talking about Black History Month. And so without further ado, let's meet our guest with roll call. Grab your feet and take a seat. It's roll call time.
That is still my favorite segment, I think.
Roll call time. That's all I know.
So welcome, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
We'll start with you.
I'm Arijah Wright. Hello.
We're just saying the name. We're just saying the name.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna say I'm Najah Wright. I'm blah blah blah. All right, those of you, I'm Mr. Stevens.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Darian McNeely.
What's up, y'all? I'm Andre Martin.
Welcome, everybody.
Yes, sir.
How's everybody doing today?
Glad to be here, man.
Good.
Blessed and highly favored.
Good. So that's all right. Let's move on to interrogation.
All black.
Getting some PTSD right now. I ain't gonna lie. My month is crazy.
Get on my nerves. So, what are
First off, I want to thank you, Mr. Stevens,
Sorry.
For returning to my show.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Second
He
time.
made it. He made it.
And he's a pro at podcasting. So
If you haven't listened to the episode, go listen to it.
Sure.
Let's go.
let's get to know a little bit about you guys. So you want to refreshing everybody about yourself?
Okay. I am. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
If you remember, I am. My name is Mr. Stevens. I am one of the IT specialists here at the Trumbull Career Technical Center. I've been here for 20 years. I also, the last time we talked about podcasting, and I also have a podcast at allofmyissues.com. And
All right, let's go, sir. Okay, let's get it.
So yeah. So that is the rundown of me. If you want more, go back to Doing Time podcast. I can't remember what episode it is, but I think it's.
I want to say it was.
I have no idea.
I may look on my phone. You come back to me.
I gotta tap in with that.
But
Yeah,
I would like to
Gotta tap in.
say thank God for him because he really takes care of me when I'm in a pinch.
Yes, sir.
So, question: Am I the first?
You are the first person I call.
Oh, well, that was that. But am I the first a recurring guest?
Other than like us students, like the ones that run it, but yeah.
Yes, you are.
On a month too.
You are my first
Recurring.
official.
That is not a
Yes, sir.
student. Look at that.
Yes,
Let's go.
yes.
Look at that.
Let's go.
Yes.
Black man.
That's
Black
correct.
Let's go.
All right. So go ahead. Let's tell us about yourself, please.
Yeah, what's going on? Once again, I'm Darian. Let's see. I'm 18. I'm in the engineering lab with him. I make a lot of music. I do a lot of things like that. Oh, it's a little close on me. But nah, I make a lot of music, man. I was a part of Skills. I've done a lot of things in the community. I'm real active in church, and I know a lot of people that's doing really good for the black community. And this is actually my favorite topic, so I'm ready. My thoughts is going crazy right now, so I'm ready to tap in with it. But nah, man, I be chilling. So yeah, after high school, just going to PIA, being an airplane technician. So nothing too much, but yeah, that's me.
So
That's
you
me.
you actually answered the question I was going to ask you. So that's awesome.
Yeah, sir.
That is awesome. Your music now. Do you do music for the church? You just do music for everything?
Yeah, man. Growing up, since a little one. So my mom is a singer. So we've been singing all our lives, man. Since a young age, I was in the choirs and in the stands singing. So for music-wise, now I songwrite. Right now, I got a job, so it's kind of on the back burner right now. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I used to songwrite, play the drums, a little bit piano chords, and that was really my passion. So I got a music note on my arm, so it was really something official for me. So yeah, that's something I love to do, man.
That's
for
nice.
sure. Yeah.
Hello.
What's good, man?
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, hi, y'all. I'm Andre Martin, and I'm in the engineering tech with Darian. You know, a lot of people see me around the school, walking around, and you know,
Staying to
And he-
himself.
sticking to myself.
Just got his
'cause I'm
hair cut.
That person. I'm 17. You know, senior, ready to graduate. You know, after I graduate, I'm gonna be going to the Air Force, cause you know,
Whoop, whoop.
yeah. I'm with that, you know, because I respect them a lot and for what they do for our country and all the technology and all that happens for as engineers and all that. So it's really going to be a good field for
Is
me.
there like a special area that you were going to try to get into?
I wanted to be an architect because I like to draw, you know, I like to do the computer stuff and all that because I'm just.
So
you know.
someday you'll be designing our next warplanes and stuff.
Yes, sir.
See, he the numbers guy. This joker, he like the calculator, the human calculator. So that's him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, he good.
You
Yeah.
can always help me with my math homework.
He,
Alright.
he don't
I
never
mean,
want to
hit
help
me
us
up
with
for
our
that. I
homework.
got
That's
you.
crazy.
You feel me? But like, you know.
See, he's saying that now though. So when we leave, we gonna
Hey,
make sure that you.
hey, I'm not making no promises.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
still.
Let's make sure we on that when we
Yeah.
leave this podcast.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, I got
For
you.
sure.
But
So,
anyway.
all right. So let's go ahead and let's get to our topic and move
get
on
into it.
to
Let's get into it.
the booking.
All right.
The booking.
Okay. So this is your field,
Yes, sir.
and you brought in some really nice stuff.
Yes, sir.
And
Courteous to Miss M. She blessed us with some props. As y'all can see, some different statues from different cultures in Africa. It's a variety of stuff, man. It's kind of hard to pinpoint what exact culture it's from, but it's really anything ethnic, anything that supports and anything that shows, you know, representation of Africa is what we want to do. So that's what we got here for y'all today, man. So we got a pot, you know what I'm saying? It's cool.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what that's
That's
just
big.
like for
Gotta
the
pay.
water and
Yeah.
Yeah, for like
Yeah.
flowers. That's
Okay.
We got some different statues. You see a sister right there, you know. So
hold on,
yeah, it's
man.
cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
So all right, you research this,
Yes, sir.
your history.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and tell me what you've done with your research.
I feel like research is good. Research is really good for
It is
us,
good.
but I feel like it's kind of goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Research is kind of like living it, because all of us live Black history. So Black history is not just something that we just research. It's really something that's ongoing. I feel like it's important for us, though, to really understand where we came from to get where we are now. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, so it goes hand in hand. Me personally, I love studying financial literacy, financial freedom, and things like that. Got kind of go hand. One of my favorite Black history person is called Marcus Garvey, and Marcus Garvey was really the one that started the Black-owned airports, the Black-owned Wall Street, and things like that. So really, I love researching because it's like it gives you hope, it gives you pride, man. For me personally, it keeps me going that we had somebody before us and people now that's really been working for us, man. So research is really something that I love to do. My dad really put me on to all of that. Shout outs to him. But yeah, it's
No.
really important to me, for sure.
How old was you when you got really interested in your history?
See, my family love to call me the Black activist. I'm gonna keep this up till I die, you know what I'm saying? But how old was I? I was real little. My dad used to teach all of us since we was youngest, talking about y'all were kings and queens. You really put in positive affirmations to us, man. So really, when I was young, it started off like that. It really started getting deeper as I started getting older, because like when you start experiencing the world, it kind of like changes your mind, because you can read stuff in the book, but when you start walking in it, it changes you. You know what I'm saying? You need stuff to hold on to give you that encouragement, give you that power. So it really started when I was young. Yeah, when I was a kid, for sure.
Sam?
Okay. Well, when it comes to Black history, to me in this country, Black history is American history.
Definitely.
So, not just celebrated in February, 1 month. You celebrate it.
Doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
Doesn't
It doesn't stop. So I think it's important for all of us to understand that and understand different cultures that have contributed to making this country what it is. And as long as we start doing that, I think we'll go in the right direction. Now, as for me, as an IT guy, our field, when it comes to our counterparts of different cultures, we're about like at 7%, where our white counterparts are, I think, like 49% in the IT field. So just being here, working here, I want to be able to show other black boys and girls that they can go in any field they want to be. I mean, we had a black president, black police officers. We can do it all. So that's my little small contribution, and I will keep fighting for that. So that is, like I said, it's American history.
It is American history. And, well, history is the most important thing we have, real history. I mean, you need to know our history. You need to know where we made our mistakes, what we need to fix it, and how to move on.
Exactly.
And I'll definitely say celebrating Black history is not diminishing other cultures in any way.
Right.
Like you said before, Western cultures is hugely dominated and really was influenced by Black history. So just celebrating is really showing us and giving us pride to give us representation. And that's really the biggest thing that we need. I know a lot of people might think it's controversial, but it's not really controversial, because when you support and you acknowledge different things that's been happening as a world, the world has to contribute to each other. So other cultures really tap in with each other. And this specific month, we celebrate our culture. So, like I said, it's not to diminish anybody else, but really give us some power, some empowerment, and some strength.
But I really like what you said, because a lot of people are like, okay, the month's over.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more like, okay,
Yeah,
let me do my report on MLK and Rosa Parks, and it's like, no, there's been a lot more.
There's more to this.
And we're still making history. So
It's ongoing. It's ongoing. Never stops.
it's ongoing.
Never stops.
It is.
Never
Celebrate it. Be happy. It's like, hey, you know what?
stops. Yes, sir.
It's a good thing.
Good thing.
It is.
So,
So what I think about Black History Month and what it's about, it's really about like everybody, because we're all like one, and there should be no difference in what you look at in people at all. And
that's correct.
it brings back like all the memories from. I know as people we have flaws and we're not all perfect, but at the end of the day, we're all human, and we all have to accept each other no matter what.
That's exactly it. And I'm going to point out something. First off, this is one of the smartest men that I respect and know. Like I said, I mean, he takes care of me.
Yeah.
I know nothing. It's like I start, hey, I need help. And I mean, I don't understand it. I don't. And thank God. I mean, seriously, I'm glad that I've come across you. And thank you very much for helping me out when I need help.
No, I appreciate it.
And, one of my friends who's African American that I grew up with is like the smartest person that I know. Went to Ohio State. I mean, he was always smart. So to try to stereotype anybody and saying you can't do this or can't do that, that's just silly, because you can do anything you want to do.
Yeah,
you just got to
definitely
believe
True.
yourself.
True.
And it's okay to be smart, man. It's
It
okay to
is.
be intelligent.
It's better to be smart.
Yes, sir. I know a lot of us in our community, we kind of like, sports is great and stuff. That's all cool, but intelligence is good too. That's not, I like to push personally in my own friendships, my own life, that your brains is where it's at. So it's like that's really something that we should really be pushing. I know TCTC helps that too, but
Yep.
just reminder, no, it's okay to be smart, man. It's cool to be smart. Not everybody wants to play sports, and
The
to
truth
me, it's
is,
cool.
Well,
knowledge-
you can do both though.
Yeah,
Both,
yeah,
yeah,
you
true.
can do
I knew
both.
both.
You can do
Definitely,
both.
definitely.
You can, look at Shaq.
Yeah.
Man played sports and he owns everything.
No, he's
He's
an
awesome.
entertainer and all
He's
that.
an
Yep.
actor. I mean,
Well-rounded, man.
Yeah.
Well-rounded.
But
Yes, sir.
oh gosh, I still have problems with the COVID thing, and I had something there, and now it's gone. But give me some time.
He'll
and
come back
Yeah,
to
it'll
it.
come back to me. Thank you. So go ahead and tell us what.
So Black History Month, to me, it kind of means learning where your roots are, because a lot of times we don't get to learn our roots. So that's why I personally like doing outside research, because there are a lot of things the schools don't teach.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I like to go in and do my research about my people and where I came from and who I came from, like who I originate from, because it makes me feel a sense of pride, as Darian said.
For sure. For sure.
Knowledge is true. Knowledge is power.
Powerful, man.
It
Powerful.
is. You can't. I mean, when you're smart and you know what you're talking about and you know what you're doing, you can't argue that fact.
Yes, sir.
And that's the bottom line.
Yeah. And like when she said, when you know where you came from, it gives you power.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you're a stronger
Definitely.
individual too.
Definitely.
It
Definitely.
does.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I got Irish in me.
I have Irish in
I
me
have
too.
I got
Norse.
like 5
I-
percent Scottish. I got like 5 Scottish. I ain't gonna lie. I just took a test too.
So
Just took a test.
I do have some Viking in me. I'm like a Celt.
Oh.
I mean, I really am. It's funny because growing up, I don't know why, I've always like playing D&D. I was always a barbarian. But you know, it's funny, and I was just talking to somebody about this. My whole life, like playing like characters or whatever, I always had to be the good character. It's hard for me to be bad, even in stupid video games like killing people.
Yeah.
You know, they're not existing, but
Yeah.
it's like I just can't go through and be mean.
Right.
So Grand Theft Auto wasn't your game.
I did like Grand Theft Auto.
But he wasn't the one getting in trouble during Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
He was-
I love
he was
Grand
just
Theft Auto.
getting his
I was a
cars.
good bad guy.
Right.
He was driving around. He was driving.
You were stopping at the crosswalk as the ladies of the night walk past.
Yeah, he was buying the clothes and driving the cars and stuff. That's what he was doing. Word.
Oh, but I do have problems. Like, all right now I'm doing the Hogwarts,
Okay.
and I'm in Hufflepuff. So of course you can learn all the bad spells. So I started off, but it's like I cringe every time. It's like, oh, but I gotta hit you with it, man.
Superfly.
You're being convicted now.
Nah, but no, I was. Oh, did I do that right? No, I didn't. No, I was saying before, like you said, on the Viking thing. No, it's important to find who you are, like the blood, like taking DNA tests. Man, I encourage all y'all find out who you are. Man, I found out that I'm 25% Cameroonian and Nigerian, and that's really come from both of my parents. So it's like kind of cool to see where my people came from. And I'm actually originated from the DMV area. Maryland, you know what I'm saying, Virginia, all that stuff. That's where my parents came from. And it's kind of cool to see where my people, they said they actually migrated from where I'm from, like Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina. So that's kind of cool.
It is,
Yeah,
and
it's cool.
I did do the DNA
DNA
test, and I mean it is when you really know where your family history is coming from, and what you really are, because through your whole life you'll have people say, oh yeah, we're from this and this and this, and then you find out I'm not from any of that.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what were they talking about?
So I'm thinking I'm Jamaican. I was like,
Never there.
ain't no wagwa, nah, bro.
Yeah, so I mean it is, and it's nice because you can connect with your past.
Definitely.
And it's fun trying to find like relatives. I mean, just distant relatives and what they've done and what they've accomplished and stuff like that.
Definitely. Yes, sir.
So
Know your history, y'all. Take that test.
Yeah.
Take
Take
the
the
test.
test. Take the test, man. Take the
So I well, you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but they definitely know. I'm into Ghost.
Oh yeah.
test. Okay.
So if we can go ahead and pull up the Trendway Mansion
Ghostbusters.
Prospect Place.
You can come up on here for us.
So this place, I unofficially would sneak in as a teenager. I'm not saying I did, but I'm
Allegedly,
aware of it.
Allegedly. Yeah.
But
I know someone.
I wasn't there, but I just saw him across the corners.
I heard from a friend from a friend.
From a friend.
but this house actually outside of Ghost actually is a huge part of the Underground Railroad.
Okay.
Huge part. I jotted down some stuff, but George Adams, his family came up from Virginia. They were abolitionists. His father owned a plantation in Virginia, 500 some acres. So he didn't like that. He moved all of him, his family, and his slaves up into southeast Ohio, which is Zanesville area. You know where that is, down by Columbus, Dresden. They settled there, and then his son, which they called him just Mr. I'm going to just call him Mr. Adams because I forget all his names. The whole family, he was one of 13 kids, and the whole family was basically into the, you know. So he ended up outside it. He got into everything. He got into the politics. He got into the banking to produce the money. He built this plantation, and what it is, if you bring that back up and you look at the roof, There's the cupola up there. So that's where they would do the lookouts. Up in the attic, which I never went, actually is like a hidden area where they would hide up in there when they come looking for them. But him and his brother built a flour mill. And I don't know if you guys even know about the Ohio Erie canals. Those are huge parts. I mean, that's how we got around. And in Zanesville also was called the Zane Trail, which was the only way out west. So you had some nice routes there. So what he would do, and his actually workers, they would take flour down to New Orleans, and then they would smuggle the runaways and refugees back up here, and then help them disperse. He ended up actually getting involved with an actually railroad, so they could smuggle them on, trying to do everything they could. But it's very interesting.
Hold it up. Thank you.
I mean, when I started reading and how elaborate this setup, I mean, we're talking a lot of people. It takes a lot of people, a lot of secrecy, because if they got caught, you're dead also. So and I can't confirm this. I tried looking this up. There was a bounty hunter who would go after the slaves.
Okay.
And of course, that's why they were always looking out, because they would come up into Ohio, they would come up into Canada, they would chase you down. But this one, I guess, through the stories I've heard, and I tried researching it, I can't find what the guy is, but it does reference this guy. He was an evil guy, and he actually came to the house demanding entry, and they're like, no, hit the road. Well, his workers at this mill, apparently, we're not going to say officially because we don't want to say they murdered somebody. They tracked him down and actually hung him in the carriage house barn behind the house.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, they did.
So then, you say it's haunted?
Mm-hmm.
They just
Who
had
is
to go
it
to
haunted
probably.
by?
Well,
That's what I was just about to ask.
Yeah.
So how did you get to this as a haunting?
The ghosts.
all right.
Is this the one that you went to?
Allegedly.
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 Accusations.
What's funny is, yes, I've been in there. There are secret passages, which is pretty cool. Down in the basement. It's hard to explain. I don't have a picture of it, but the dirt is so old. It's almost like sand. Like when you walk, it like puffs around your feet. And there's no like air movement. Actually, this was pretty genius. This was someone burnt down his first house, so he rebuilt it stronger and reinforced everything.
Got it.
But this thing actually had, and this was built in the 1800s, he had running water, hot water, and they actually had a refrigerator system to keep the milk and cheese. And then they even built a air conditioning kind of system where it would bring that cold air from the basement and heat the upstairs during the summertime. So,
Oh, wow.
It's kind of genius.
Man,
Now,
your friend knows a lot about this.
A lot about it.
Yeah.
the haunting part comes from, of course, up in the attic. Some people were Jamaica and stuff, and you get into voodoo, and that was their religion.
Okay.
So voodoo was practiced upstairs. You had some that were ill that died. So you had people dying in the house. I believe some of his family members, I don't know if they passed away, but he had an extensive family, and they had the house till 1900 and something.
Okay.
Then you had Mr. Mean Jeans out there in the barn that got hung, and they say he's still around. And the funny thing is, unofficially, you had to come over this barbed wire fence.
Man, okay, so let me get this straight. Your friend, when he was telling you, when
You're
he
a
or
friend
she,
of a friend of a
Friend of
friend.
a
friend of a
cousin
friend.
of an uncle. Of a friend.
this person was telling you that they would have to go through barbed wire,
Wow.
and they were
The old
He was really living that GTA life, huh?
cow fence or whatever.
cow
barbed wire
fence and everything. Okay,
You know,
and
parked in a cornfield,
and
way
they-
off the road.
I'm just I'm just surprised that they didn't invite you, or did they invite you and you were like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that because I'm a very responsible citizen and I don't want to be trespassing.
We were all kids. Kids do stupid things.
Yeah.
But you know, all right, inside actually was still furniture.
Okay.
Oh,
And
really?
Yeah, there was actually still some pictures. There were the actual curtains in some rooms were still there.
Okay.
But you would have people come through and they would destroy stuff, which actually made me mad. It's like, because you're standing there.
That's history right there.
That is history right there. And you're looking at this stuff, and this stuff is hundreds of years old. And instead of coming in and just looking, admiring, no, we have to come in and destroy, which was sad because it's like,
That's history.
yeah,
that you're
it is.
destroying.
It is.
I can understand the frustration.
And speaking of history, though, it's a museum in D.C. It's a new African museum down there, and they actually show you different like representations of actually like the railroad houses that they used to get like housed in the slaves used to be in, and it's just like so cool to see how much we adapted to it, like how much the slaves adapted. It's like they used to speak through songs, they used to whistle to each other, used to sing to each other, show message, yo, he's coming, like hide the kids. It's like it shows you so much different stuff. So it's like history is like the museums. It's kind of boring, but it's really cool to see how much they really adapted to it. It's like they really took the situation and made it something that they can kind of live through. You know, it was rough, but they did what they had to do, and it's really cool to see that.
You know, people do say, "Oh, history's boring," but if you really get into your history, it's not boring. And like you said, that's true. I mean, and they had to communicate without being heard, like voices. I mean, you had to do what you had to do. And it was what's funny with growing up, and they, you know, when we were learning about the Underground Railroad, I always thought it was like one big railroad, like, you know, one big
The railroad that's
system,
under the ground.
like everybody's attached to, but it's not. I mean, like this guy had. I mean, I'm sure they all like knew other areas, but they couldn't because if they got caught, you don't want.
If it was written down, then they could have followed it, and other people would.
And more people in danger than help.
Yeah.
So what do you know what that house that your friend was at? What is the status now? Has it been torn down?
No.
Did it get turned into a museum?
So then could we
They
allegedly go see it too?
Yes.
So we can allegedly like go through the, you know what I'm saying, the attic.
They were actually
Legally, we can do it.
Yeah. You could go to this place. They were going to tear it down, and a local guy, the family lost it after a while, and it just sat and sat and sat, and it was kind of in limbo forever. In fact, when my friend went through it, it was in that limbo stage. In 1998, I think, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that. They were going to tear it down, and this guy down there was like, "This is history. This is serious history."
Right.
So they saved it and redid it.
Okay.
Now, at one point, I don't know if it was or is, because they were going to make it into a bed and breakfast, which was cool. But you can do tours on it, and they had pictures of all the stuff, like tools and things and shackles that were used.
Okay.
So you can actually go in here, and yes, you can. They were showing it upstairs attic, which I don't know. There was something.
Was you just too scared?
No, I don't know. There was, you know, when you get the feeling.
That you
Your
shouldn't.
spider sense? Yep.
Yeah. Wait.
Just
Okay, I'm
low
stuck.
tingle.
I never went up. I'd go to the second floor,
And that was it for you.
and I didn't go far on the second floor because there's 29 rooms in this place.
Oh, like
It's-
bedrooms?
They're just
Yeah.
rooms, different.
Yeah. And there's hidden stairwells, so they could
Gee,
move
There's a
Yeah.
lot
around
of
and
people
out.
in these
Yeah.
houses, man. A lot of
Yeah.
people. A lot of people.
So that was cool, though. You know, you had to be careful because
You could
it
get
was getting
lost.
old and fall through. But
Yeah.
yeah. Now I'll tell you a story that did happen, and this is honest to God's truth. Down in that basement, see, I never knew that ghosts. You know, when growing up, ghosts were like little sheep things. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't know like they could take a mist form.
Uh-oh.
You know.
Scooby Doo should have taught us that.
Yeah, they should have.
A lot
Scooby-Doo
of
did
them.
not teach us that.
Scooby Doo did not do
But,
anything.
So my friends were downstairs, my friends of my friends.
Mm-hmm. Your friends.
Yeah. And this mist, fog,
Mm-hmm.
encased my friend
Okay.
for literally like 2 to 3, 4 minutes. And it was like a swirling mist just around him. And wherever he walked,
It would
the little
follow.
fog stayed on him. And it was ice cold, and it made his hair all tingly. And, they were silly teenagers, and were like, oh, look, I got the fog. But,
Yeah. You
and then all of a sudden, it's like gone, just like a game. It came out of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Okay.
So, yeah, too stupid to even know.
Let me turn on Ghostbusters real quick. Let me take some notes. Write some notes.
So that is a true experience.
See, next time you got to have bags of salt so you can put it around you.
Bring it on your
Holy
phone.
water.
Bring on your
Yeah.
phone too. Put the
Yeah.
flash on.
Now, there's stories that, like, I don't know, because they've been on Ghost Hunters, they've been on Ghost Adventures.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of people there. It said, like, up in the attic, like, up in there, it could be more kind of aggressive. Probably if, like, you don't belong there,
You could
kind
die.
of things. I don't know.
Not necessarily
dying, but
die, I don't think,
more
but
of, like, pushing you
out.
out.
Pushing you
To
out.
keep the
It's like a
realms like
magical place because you did say they did voodoo
Voodoo.
and all that up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where they hid, they lived, So that is a private space, and that's where they did their religion. And unfortunately, some people lost their lives. So that is a
Like a sacred.
A barrier.
sacred spot in the house. Yeah, it would be up in there.
And it's funny when you said, going back when you said about the Underground Railroad, when I was a kid, I used to think that it was kind of like sporadic, like it was like different people hiding different slaves, but it was actually like a really organized thing. Like
Yeah.
It has to be.
these people were really actually organized, black and white. They were black
Yeah.
and white leaders
Signals
doing
and
it.
all that.
Yeah.
It was actually a real organized. They had maps, they had routes, they had different, spies
Yeah.
that spy on the slave masters. So it was really organized, man. It was
Yeah.
like they didn't do it halfway. They really
No,
they really
no,
went all
you
in
had
with
to,
it. Yeah,
because
went all
you
in
would
with
be
it.
hung.
Yeah.
And like this guy here, I was reading. I mean, he literally he got himself into the Ohio House Assembly.
Mhm.
He got involved into the banking. So I mean, this took a lot of money to do.
Right.
And he was set up. I didn't realize that house actually sat on 14,500 acres,
Oh wow.
and it was in the center,
Yeah.
so they could see
See,
All
it's
all around.
what was coming. Yeah, what was coming their way, and
Really
adjust to
strategic.
it.
So
Mhm.
it's like a watchtower.
And and the fact that all of his workers in this mill
Didn't say anything.
joined in. No, they were part of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And,
for them to keep quiet and to
Yeah.
help without argument was really sweet too.
Him and his brother, and he actually was talking about his nephew. And I think something happened to the nephew. I think the nephew was killed or something. I was reading that. I'm not, but don't quote me on that one either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Some
it
deep
took a
stuff.
lot of people, a
Deep
lot
stuff.
of money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start really getting into it, it's like, wow. Because you don't think like 1800
Right.
that you could be that,
Right.
yeah, organized, I guess you could say.
Right.
I mean,
No.
Nah, they were smart, man. Really
Yeah.
intelligent people. Really intelligent.
yeah. And, like we said, you can't know the others, because if you are caught, and you're tortured, and they would torture you to get stuff out of you, that way you can't say,
You couldn't risk anyone else's
Yeah.
life.
Right. I mean, they remember a lot of things. Nowadays, us, we can't even remember
What we
like
ate yesterday.
or someone's phone number.
Phone
Like,
number.
think about it. Do you remember your parents' phone number?
I got my
There's-
mom's number on lockdown.
I got my mom and my
Sorry.
dad's
Shoot,
number.
I
on
got
But
lockdown.
what
a piece
happens
of
if-
paper in my wallet.
So, like, what happens if you lose that wallet or that phone?
Right, you're
Are
right.
you gonna be able to call your parents?
Right.
I will.
Okay.
I know. How.
He said he got it. He ain't
Yeah, I
worried.
got it on lock.
Because back in our day,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you
in
had to
the
remember.
olden
You had to-
days, the 1990s.
Was that when y'all had to like drag it and then let it go and
Oh,
then
yeah.
drag it back?
Oh no, we
The
like
flip phones and all that.
we didn't even have
Flat
that. Oh, we got
keyboards.
pagers and
Pages, yeah.
that's the late 90s.
Type-
The
Typewriter.
OG stuff, man.
Yeah.
But we had like memorized like 10 phone numbers. We didn't even have. The crazy thing is, I think it was
Do
the
you
whole.
still remember them?
Yeah.
I remember my original house.
Memorial House.
394-7070.
Yeah,
Don't call that number.
Yeah, we didn't even have to use the area code. We could just dial.
There was no area code.
There was no area. We
What?
knew it.
Yeah.
If we wanted to dial long distance.
You had
Other
to
than
know.
that,
A whole lot easier.
Oh, so just automatically you just had to put on the last 7.
Yep.
That's
39
correct.
whatever.
Yep.
Whatever 675 whatever. Well,
What's
675 didn't even exist back then.
You're
They were
right.
like all threes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we were 330.
We were,
We
yeah,
are
we're
still
Yeah,
three,
they
three-
took our area code from us actually. They did.
Oh.
So
They're like,
I
oh,
didn't know
you
that.
guys aren't big enough for this one, so we're gonna move this over to Cleveland, Akron area.
yeah, 619. Right. Still 330. So yeah, but yeah, that's
Big old block phones with the antenna coming out. Yeah.
Hey, I had when it came out, I had the big old bag phone.
Oh,
Dang,
God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
like if you dialed a number and you messed up on the number, you had
You
to
had to
start all
restart
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you can only walk so far with that cord.
that's it.
I couldn't have no private
So,
conversations.
so think how hard that was, and so then you are trying to go from Alabama to Ohio,
Right.
and you have to remember, okay, I need to go
Follow this star
follow
at this time.
at this time, go this way. I have to do this many knocks on this door, and have to make sure that this particular light is
Lit.
lit.
Yep.
And the
before I can do that.
communication got to be on point.
Or if
Yeah.
that light's
For
lit, then I need the boogie.
Yeah, right.
Right. And you got to make sure you tell your people back home that, yo, it's cool,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
safe, but if not, that
Yeah.
communication got to be there, man.
Right.
And
Gotta
that's why
be
we
there.
have phone books nowadays.
While you're dodging these bounty hunters, and
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
guys were ruthless.
Yeah.
I have a question for y'all, though. How do y'all feel about representation in schools for teenagers and students like us? How y'all feel about that?
I think that we are working really hard to get it seen more. So, not that necessarily schools do a bad job at it, but that the students should take some pride in it too and work on it as well.
Thanks.
How important it is to see someone who looks like you as a administrator or a teacher or someone who's just working in the school. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel like it's very important, man. Just even in pop culture, I remember Black Panther came out. We was like, T'Challa. We was cutting our hairs and stuff. We was going crazy. But I think for us, it's really important, man, to see like, yo, he looks like me, so you can kind of understand me. We might not all come from the same background, but it's like this brother, you know what I'm saying, he sees me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's really important for us so we can feel more comfortable. We can feel more that we got people in our corner. Not saying that everybody's against us, but like when you see somebody that you know, it's kind of like,
It's like seeing a familiar
yeah,
face
it's kind of
in a
like that's
weird
family,
crowd.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of gives you some more safety net. It's kind of like a safety net for you. It really makes you feel better, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
I want to pose that question to your engineer. Is he on?
To which one?
Either one. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, they should be listening. Back in the room,
Yeah, back in the room.
Steve.
One
or
of you come out.
Can he talk? I think the last time, didn't he? Wasn't he talking on his?
Um,
They
I
said
don't know.
no. Oh, he said no.
Oh, he's,
okay.
we
Oh,
can
here
see
they
him.
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's up, y'all? That's the crew.
That's Wyatt and Nate. For anyone who doesn't know,
Lord and Nate,
Nate is our
hold it
engineer.
down.
Oh,
POP.
can they talk or no? They can't.
They can
They can hear you,
hand
but they can't
signal
talk.
you. Like
Oh, okay.
yes
yeah.
or no.
Okay. Okay.
But Nate can come out here if you'd like.
Oh no! It was just the last time I was here. He was. I think it was Nate. I think he was talking where he was sitting. So
Oh, because we used to have it
Oh,
over
yeah.
there,
Ah, okay.
so we
Yeah,
didn't
All right,
have
so-
it. So it's a little different.
I see.
We are.
Evolution.
Since you've
Uh,
been
We
here.
got a fifth mic and don't know what to do with ourselves.
They getting
Okay.
a little bougie now.
I was
okay.
like, wait a minute.
Word.
Let's talk.
A
But-
little bougie.
Yeah, we got a whole new soundboard.
setup.
Everything got
Setup
moved in
and
there.
everything.
Yeah, because it is also important to just like, hey,
From other point of views.
from other point of
Definitely.
view. Yeah.
Definitely. No, it takes everybody. It takes you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing that we all come from different environments. We might not relate to everything, but it's like because we're all here right now, we can have these different conversations to grow in it, to really understand each other.
Understanding's the key. You know,
Yeah.
to understand and
sure.
be willing to listen
Yeah.
or to learn.
Yeah.
Because I think TCTC is considered the UN of Trumbull County. Because think about it, if you are from Warren City, would you ever set foot in Badger?
no.
Absolutely. I didn't even know Badger existed.
Right.
I didn't even know Badger existed.
Up to this
I'm
point,
keeping
you're like, I think.
I
Can you
think
hear
I
me?
lost my mic.
I think I lost my mic. There we go. There we go.
Everything's coming over.
Good?
Yeah,
Can you
we're
guys
good,
hear
we're
me?
good.
Yeah, we can hear you. Like you would
Are we all
never.
good?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the great melting pot, really.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You would never like
Definitely.
someone from Badger would never go to like Newton Falls or now. So it's kind of like, hey, who
Hello-
are you?
Yeah.
I'm like Brooksfield. What's good? I don't know Brooksfield.
Right. And you know, as a former student of here, I had friends who like went to Brookfield. So driving through Brookfield, you're like,
I didn't even know this place existed.
yeah, I only drive past here when I'm going to Sharon.
Right, or they
It's
take
like-
that little shortcut or something just
Yeah.
to get around that area.
Yeah, so it's good to see different people of all different shades, and hopefully,
Definitely.
when you are here as a student, you can take advantage of that.
Definitely.
So,
For sure.
no, we need to move on. Oh, it's my favorite time.
Oh, yeah.
Embarrassing moments, guys. Did I tell you you're going to tell a funny or
whoa.
embarrassing story?
Embarrassing.
Darian, I thought you were perfect
She left
for
that
this.
out, didn't she?
I thought that this.
Wow.
I
I
thought you
felt a
guys
little
would be
talkative. I ain't gonna
perfect.
lie.
No. It's.
Okay,
I think
okay.
this is amazing.
What
Let's
we
do
All
got?
it.
right, so let's go ahead and move into embarrassing moments.
Lock into it.
All right, who
Well,
goes
that's
first?
embarrassing.
There it is.
There it is.
That's embarrassing.
You know, I think you owe a story, actually.
Yeah, you gotta go first. All right.
First.
Let my mind
Let that
get
out.
right. Let my mind get right.
Okay, so then, like an embarrassing story, like of just anything.
Yeah, something funny, a little embarrassing, whatever.
Okay, so this actually happened in this classroom. I was going to sit down in that chair over there near the news broadcast just to do my work, and the chair has wheels, so like I went to sit down and it just pushed and I hit my head off the wall over there.
Ouch.
Oh, so that's that big knot.
Oh,
See,
I
that's
see you
what
got
that knot
jokes.
was.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like-
funny.
No,
And
it's okay.
it was really embarrassing though because the whole class went quiet and thought like a camera fell over, and it was just like, no, it was my
It was
head.
just
Don't
my
worry
head.
about it.
Just my head.
Like, yeah. And then after I said I was all right, no one even came over.
No
to
one
check
gave
on
you
me,
a
so-
hug?
And
No.
she passed out later from a concussion.
They were just like, it wasn't a camera? No. Oh, okay. And that was kind of it.
You
Yeah.
gonna walk it off.
You good
Oh,
now,
yeah.
though?
Straight.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Straight, for sure.
Well, you've already shared one, but if you would like to share a new story.
oh, I don't think you may have to skip me because I don't think I have anything else. I'm just
Uh-oh.
embarrassed that I'm just pretty. So
Oh, that should have been my story. Dang. I didn't know we could do that.
Embarrassing, man. I don't
We've
know.
all done something.
I have some of you.
You have some.
Some of them I can't.
Let me know so you can spark my mind real quick. Let me go ahead think. Let me think. Why are you laughing? Go ahead, say it. Say it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I remember one time we were on FaceTime and this photo popped up of you when you're two.
Let me tell the story, man. Look, what had happened was I got into a fight with Fox. Basically, what had happened was we was on FaceTime, so I cracked my tooth, right? So I cracked my front tooth, and they be laughing. They was calling me toothless for like a
Tell
couple
them how
months.
you did it.
Basically, I was in the house, right? So I think I had on Fred socks. You know, them joints be slippery, right? So I was in the house. I played some music. My favorite song came on. So I'm running, right? I'm running. So when I run, I feel myself slip. And when I slip, I turn this way and like right on the thing, and it and it cracked. And then I was on FaceTime with her one time, and then it popped up on my phone, and I was smiling when my tooth was cracked. And then she was laughing. So I was called toothless.
He told us
for,
about
like,
how he was eating a sugar
time.
daddy.
Wow.
And he took a bite of it and his cat
That had to
fell
hurt.
off.
That had to hurt.
No, it actually didn't.
Didn't
It
hurt?
actually didn't. I got them strong teeth, man. No,
Not
it
strong
didn't.
enough.
And that head was real, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no,
we
I'm
good.
over here cringing about it.
Yeah. You know, I had my little root canal and all that stuff.
I had one too.
It was
so.
cool, man. But that's my embarrassing that she shared for y'all, for the world. Zooming on that head a little bit, we still see some battle scars, but we good.
I'm
We
glad you
good.
got jokes.
We
Worry
good.
about your teeth.
But my embarrassing moment, like, I was walking up the stairs for my birthday or whatever. They just got done singing "Happy Birthday" to me, right? I'm walking up the steps. I start running, okay, because my brother started chasing me. I wonder, how do you fall up the stairs? How is that possible? Like I don't know if it's a ghost that grabs your leg and like pulls you down. Like I'm talking about when I fell up the stairs, I slid back down like something pulled me, like for real, like.
It's them ghosts in that attic. You coming upstairs, boy?
Get back
Back
down
down.
here. Come here.
It's like Scorpion from
Get over here. Tripping over air. That's crazy.
So basically, it sounds like we're all clumsy.
Me personally, I was wearing socks, and my
That's your
Socks
guys'
is killing.
excuse.
Socks is
my
killing.
stairs is carpet, so
Oh, okay.
there's a
I had
different
hardwood
story.
floors
Stop
in my,
with the socks.
in my
His had
defense.
springs, so when he fell, it threw him upward.
Oh.
Hey, I can't help it. I'm pretty. So.
Things that we still don't have a jingle for things to know, do we?
I don't.
All right. Do we have any things to know? Anything big going on? Anything really? How about your guys' lab? You got anything big going on?
Lab.
Oh, we got our project.
Oh yeah,
that
we
we're
got
actually
CM
doing.
projects coming up. Me and him and
Micah,
yeah,
and
Mike,
Ian.
we have a
Yep.
project. We're making a mobile shoe cleaner. You know what I'm saying? So we like to wear J's and Jordans, so different
For
tennis
you
shoes.
sneakerheads, you know,
Yeah.
keep your shoes intact, you know.
So we know y'all be keeping y'all shoes a little dirty around here. I ain't naming no names, but I'm looking at you right there. But
My Crocs are actually pretty white for having them for 2 months.
They're
Make
looking
me take
tan
them
to me
off.
today.
maybe like yeah, a little yellow.
Yellow.
They're very
Put them back
Oh my
down.
God,
Put them back
don't
down.
embarrass
Put them
yourself.
back down. They
Stop.
crease too.
Stop.
That's embarrassing.
They're Crocs.
No.
Okay, no, I
Never
get
She
it.
working on
Now
that
I
work
gotta
shoes.
play
She got them
me.
work shoe Crocs. That's crazy. But anyway, our project. our,
My work shoe Crocs. That's what you're gonna do to them? Wow.
our project is just for you, sister.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what
Take
we're
care of
doing
that.
is we got a mobile shoe cleaner. Y'all know y'all have like a washing machine. Basically,
It's
it's
a
like
car wash for shoes.
basically it's automated. It's real automated. We got some different brushes. We got different settings for it that you can, if you want to have like a lot of session on the brushes, you can slow it down. You can speed up first. We're gonna have maximum speed, maximum
Right.
water,
You're
soap,
gonna
all
stop
that.
trying to play
Make it
me.
efficient.
So yeah, that's what we doing.
Are you guys patenting this?
Yeah, we gonna try when
Right,
it when we come up. You know,
right.
she gonna be our first customer. She gonna tap
Right.
in with us, support black business.
Let
Support
me be
black
great,
business.
please. Let me
Support
be
black
great.
business.
Let me be
As
great.
you should. So yeah, that's what we doing. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Ready to graduate for sure. Ready to graduate.
Yep.
Totally. Yep.
Do you know anything
Going on?
news right now?
Oh, I mean, besides the, they're rebuilding the, what is it? The culinary arts
Oh.
Yeah.
kitchen and all
some
that.
food.
So
They've been smelling real good on that
Yeah,
side of the
some
hallway.
food,
Let
man.
me tell
Smelling
you.
that.
Like,
I've been like, walking through the halls like, dang, I didn't even know I
my
was
mama
hungry.
cooking. Like, come on, man.
All right.
Smelling
Well,
too good. Shoot.
let's thank you everybody for
So,
coming.
thank you for having
Shout
me.
out time?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Come
Thank
on,
you.
I had
Thank
shout
you.
outs.
Yes, shout out times and shout outs.
Right.
And you're not limited to one shout out.
okay, go ahead, guys.
Oh, I can go first. Oh.
You want to go
Yeah,
first?
you go first. man.
Shout out to Pastor Todd in Warren, Ohio, baby.
Whoop,
Second
whoop.
Baptist Church, the one and only. He just had a black community event for black men. We came together. We talked about financial literacy, talked about healthcare and things like that. It was a wonderful thing going on. So shout outs to him.
Went to school with him.
Yes, sir. That's my pastor. So,
Okay.
so shout outs to Pastor Todd for sure.
My shout out goes to Miss M for always being there whenever we do have questions and wanting us to do this as much as we want to. Also for giving us
And
the props.
yeah, I was gonna say she
For
lent
free.
this to us, right?
Free.
Yes, thank you.
My shout out goes to Miss Fleming because she always, she's there. Like she helps you. Like no matter
Shout out
what,
Miss Fleming.
no matter what it is. Like it could be your work. It could be something personal. It could be
Best teacher.
something going on in the lab. Like help and everything. Like she's probably one of the best teachers here.
Yeah, we love you, Miss Fleming.
Love you,
For
Miss
sure.
Fleming. Shout out Miss Fleming. W.
For sure.
W in chat, y'all.
Oh, and we got our video coming out for Black History.
It will be so when this uploads, it will already be up.
Oh, see,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
watch out for
was
that. We
something
gonna-
to know.
Yeah, he gonna be on it. We gonna be on it. We gonna
It's
come
gonna
back.
already be uploaded when we air this one.
Yeah.
So like,
Okay.
So
it's
tell us
uploaded
again.
tomorrow.
So tell us again. How would someone watch or listen to this podcast?
So we have this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So
Okay.
essentially, if you type in "doing time," it pops up no matter what. And we also on all of our little logos, like down here, we have all this trademarks too, so that way you can see it.
You see that, ladies and gentlemen? That's called branding.
Yeah,
Tap
yeah.
in.
Get that area
Tap
code on there,
in.
man. Let's
Tap
go.
in.
So
We did it last year, so we had to run it back. We had to make it a little
Yep.
bigger. We did some
Yep.
interviews, so it's gonna be cool. Watch it for sure.
I'm very
For sure.
excited to see what happens with it. I can't wait to hear it.
Blow it up, low key.
But I have to roll because it's time for me to go get soaked outside, as you guys
Oh
leave.
yeah, it is raining.
Oh, it's raining. My hair's
So-
gonna soak that up like a sponge.
So I want to thank all of you very
Yes, sir.
much,
Thank you.
very
Thank
much, and I want
you.
to thank all of our viewers out there. Hit those likes for me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, And,
Knowledge is power, man. Know your
Yep.
history. Know your history, y'all, for sure.
until next time, peace out.
Thank you.
Peace.
Lovely.